come to me as the time came. But to begin with, I want to start off with what we were talking about how suicide is a battle with mental health and depression. And I wanted to start by talking about the video we just watched. You know, I feel like there's a lot of things in life that can go wrong, and it's very easy to get stuck in that. It's easy to feel like you've trapped yourself, you're lost, and you don't know what to do. And it can feel like it's gone that way for a long time. But obviously, as we can see from the video, Gabe was someone who was very loved. He was very loved by the people in this room, and he was very loved by me. And you know, I think, I know that he knew that at the end. I knew that he knew that I loved him and that people around him loved him. But with depression and suicide and mental health, it's, you can have nobody, you can have one person, or you can have the entire world. And it doesn't feel like it will make a difference if you've trapped yourself in that. And I know that my father was somebody who was very stuck in that place. And as tragic as it was, I think what's important to remember as we remember his life is that it obviously always wasn't like that. We had great memories with Gabe. We were talking earlier, we remember how funny he was, his creative hobbies. Something actually that nobody's really brought up today was how he loved to write. He was a writer, he was a foodie, he loved music, and that is something that was obviously infectious to the people who knew him. Anyone who knew Gabe well knew the way he was so passionate about the things he liked. He would just talk about them like they were the greatest thing in the world, and like, how can you not see that? And growing up as a child, I think a lot of people don't really understand that relationship of growing up, their dad feels like their best friend, but for the longest time with me, it really was like that. My dad was somebody who felt like my best friend, and I know he felt the same way back to me. And it's hard looking back at the memories that maybe you haven't even thought of in a while until something like this happens. But I do believe that Gabe is at peace. I do believe he's not hurting anymore in the way that he was. And anybody who's been in that battle knows that whatever's going on inside of you, nobody else can see that. Like, people can empathize with it, but nobody can really see it, Nobody can see it the way you see it. And I do believe he is at peace now. And now we remember his life. We remember those times with him. We remember, the good things that have come from his legacy. And as my grandpa was saying earlier, Gabe has moved on to another state. And I really do believe that, because I've thought about my own experiences with fearing death before, and there were times where the possibility of death felt extremely real to me, and I thought, is this it soon? And in multiple ways, there were times I was scared of it beyond my control. And what Grandpa was saying earlier was what really helped me come to terms with the idea of death as what it is. Death is a state of becoming. It's this thin veil between this world and whatever is on the next that we can see, we can think of, and that we don't know is really there. That we don't know what is there. You know, death is something we think of with so much fear and uncertainty because we don't know. But you know, it's a journey from this world into the next one. You know, when I was actually a while ago reading some philosophy on that Stoic approach to death, something that really stuck with me is, you know, the version of you that has moved on from this life is as far removed from yourself as, you know, your child self, your teenage self. You know, we experience death a lot through our life, not just the people who die around us, but we have many states of becoming where we become different people and life changes and it progresses and it advances. You know, like the way we can remember Gabe's child self, teen self, young adult self. You know, think about your child self, teen self, and young adult self. Those are all already dead to you because you've moved on. You've become something else. And you know, that's the process that death really is, that we, you know, don't always think about. It's the ultimate state of becoming in this physical realm. And I suppose that I'll pass with that. But yes.